what's up everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, answering questions from the TigerFitness.com Facebook fan page. So it comes from Lisa Glinton. Can you make it in bodybuilding without good genetics? Yes, you can make it in bodybuilding without good genetics. Depends what your definition of making it is. I've made it in bodybuilding where I've surpassed my personal goals and I keep setting new short and long-term goals and meeting or beating them. Will I make it in bodybuilding as Mr. Olympia? There's about as much of a chance of Carrie Underwood flying in from over there. I think she's pregnant now, but let's pretend she's not. Flying in, buck naked, and landing on me reverse cowgirl style just like this. I'm not going to win the Mr. Olympia. I don't have the genetics to do it. I don't. Will I win some local shows? Will I even one day place at a IFBB show like the Europa? Maybe. My genetics might sustain that, but they're not going to make me Mr. Olympia. Kurt Widener, one of my favorite natural pros. I sponsored him over at my old company. Great guy. I love him to death. He's won pro shows in the WNBF. He gets shredded, he gets grainy. Does his structure allow him to go and beat Doug Miller? Maybe. He can out grainy and out nasty anybody, even Doug Miller. Maybe. But what Kurt has done is he's taken his genetics here, okay? And even people with the genetics, like a Doug Miller, you know, he's still the most militant trainer and dieter I've ever seen in my life. The thing is, anybody can make it in bodybuilding. Bodybuilding doesn't mean you step on stage. Bodybuilding doesn't mean you get a trophy. Bodybuilding doesn't mean you win the Yorton Cup. Bodybuilding doesn't mean you win the Mr. Olympia. Bodybuilding is a journey. Bodybuilding is a personal journey. Bodybuilding is anybody trying to improve their physique, whether it's a woman on a treadmill trying to lose a little bit of fat. It's someone building their body. Okay, it's not necessarily a lubed up guy in tights dancing on stage till she's got dumps like a truck. That was like, what? No, it's not bodybuilding. Competitive bodybuilding. I get this question all the time. Do you think I have what it takes to compete? Yes, everybody does. Just get as fucking nasty and shredded as you can and get on stage. Maximize your potential. Now, if you're young, I'm going to say take a couple years to add some mass. But you know what? If you want to compete, do it. Okay? But again, you got to know that we're not all created genetically equal. I can't slam dunk a basketball like LeBron James. I touched rim once in my life, but the landing wasn't that good. Okay, I can jump, but I can't land. The jumping's fine, the landing, not so good. And I'm also 5'6.5". I really am not built. So bodybuilding, like basketball, I mean, there's a book that I always reference called Talent is Overrated. There's no evidence that talent actually exists. But there are some things you have to play a role. You're not going to have a 4'2" guy in the NBA. We had Spud Webbs and Muggsy Bogues. But honestly, let's be real here. Unless you're a tall, fucking gigantic individual, your chances of making it in the NBA are pretty low. Okay? In bodybuilding, if you don't have those great Phil Heath insertions or those genetically blessed biceps of Doug Miller, I mean, chances are you're not going to be at the top of the game. But can you be at the top of your game? Abso-fucking-lutely. So I have a video out there called Fuck Genetics. And if I went by what my genetic, I mean, my brother's a pro bodybuilder too. We have good genetics. But I have far surpassed, so is my brother. He's an IFPA pro. And he's fucking 6'1". He competes at 184 pounds. We brought him in where you could fucking grate cheese on his ass. All right? We maximized our genetics. We're not the best genetically blessed bodybuilders. We're not Phil Heath. We're not Jay Cutler. We're not Doug Miller. We're not any of those people. But what we are is we took what we had and we maximized it. And that is the sign of a true champion. So does it take genetics to be a bodybuilder? No. Does it take genetics to be a top tier pro bodybuilder? Ha, fuck yes. But anybody can maximize their potential and be the best fucking them they can be. I'm Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Thanks for writing in. Subscribe to the fan page now. Like it. Whatever the fuck you do on Facebook, because that, my friend, is not a game.